Jerry.
And
I guess that's easier.
welcome. And welcome.
No, whoa. We cannot fade in on that. We have to talk about something else.
Absolutely. I completely agree.
And welcome.
Stop it.
Something
Stop
Random
doing
podcast.
that.
No, this is where
No,
we're starting.
stop it. Stop it.
This is a good
Stop.
spot where we're not talking crap about people. To the Something Random podcast, where sometimes we talk about movies, sometimes we talk about television, but we always talk about something random. I'm your host, Charles Joseph Kelly.
And I'm your co-host, Michael C. Macbeth.
My name is Joel Adam Chavez, and we have a very special guest with us today.
You should introduce yourself.
Appreciate the drum roll.
Yeah.
My name's Torie.
Hi, Torie.
Hi.
Our friend Torie.
Yes.
Thanks for joining us, Torie.
You know what I'm going to
Thanks
do?
for
I'm going
having me.
to move this TV screen so
So
I
I
can
can see your
see.
face?
We can see each other
It's
now.
so much better that
For those of you
way.
listening, there was a monitor blocking.
Are we doing my
Charles's
bit for
view
you? Yeah.
of Torie's face?
What?
Does it?
Thanks, Michael.
So the screen. So I'm gonna kind of like move this screen around. It can go like.
Yeah, there you go. See? There you go.
So,
Oh, hey, look, that's our audio
wow.
track.
so that is your. Jesus Christ, this is terrible. I'm so glad that people are listening to us talk about Adobe Audition. It's so great. Welcome to the Something Random tutorial video where we talk about Adobe Audition. Hi guys, how are you?
Pretty good. How you doing?
I'm a person.
Oh, that's
I'm
a good
here.
step.
Yes. Tori, welcome.
Thanks for having me, guys.
We haven't seen you. I haven't seen you.
Since a little drunken night.
Well, I was gonna say the live show, but I've seen you since then.
Yeah.
Torie came to our live show, and then there was a night where what happened?
So
Or maybe not what happened, but where were you?
Happened.
I was.
I don't know. That's why I'm saying.
I was at Brian Robertson's band show.
Oh, right.
And the first two bands were fucking awful.
Oh.
His band was great.
I
I
hope
went
they're
back.
not
I did go back, and I
Yeah, you
I
did.
Yeah, and so
Okay.
and I watched his show, and it was good. And then
Yeah,
I left. I left before they finished because it was so snowy. It was terrible.
That's
Anyways,
right.
that's besides the point.
And you were there.
Yeah,
I work real close.
next door.
Oh, that's right, because it was downstairs.
Yeah.
I forgot it was at the Moxie.
needed a margarita.
What's going
What's
on at
playing at the
Moxie?
Moxie? I'll tell you what's playing at the Moxie. It looks just like the Union Colony Dinner Theater that used to be there.
I know, I kind of like it that way, though.
know.
It still feels like
It's
home.
pretty good.
It was
It does.
trippy.
It does.
He sent me pictures, and I was like, what?
Yeah.
I know. I want to go back there and actually like go to a show because when I went, I just walked in and looked around.
You know what we should do? Do you know what would be really fucking great? Next live show we should do there.
You should.
That would
Eli
actually-
is the best. I'm sure he would like totally be down
We
for
should
that.
talk. We should talk about that, and then we could be like, "Hey, it's like home."
We'd have to get people to actually commit to coming. though.
Yeah, for
Fuck,
sure.
that was all right.
Yeah.
So, listeners, if you'd like to come to a live show, we would like to have you. Please let us know if you're
We
interested.
need a little more attendance to pull that off.
That is the lowest amount of people that have been to our Doctor Who party in years.
So I guess it scares people, the fact that we had microphones there and
Probably, honestly.
I was intimidated.
Yeah. No, you weren't. You're just full of shit.
stuff. She's just always intimidated by me.
Nah,
That's it.
whatever. No, babe.
Stop flirting. You two.
You don't tell me what to do.
I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling Michael what to do. I did say you too. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck. I dug
Moving
myself
on.
into a hole here. But yeah, guys. Hello, Michael. How's the show going?
It's good. It's different every single time.
Mm-hmm.
We have never had the same show twice. Things go wrong, things go wildly right, and we have a good time.
That's a great story. Joel, how's painting Hitler shit?
It's a good story.
Yes, I like that.
Yes, I am painting Hitler stuff because I'm painting the producers right now.
Oh.
For those who don't know, it
is nearly
they write a
springtime.
very bad show called Springtime for Hitler, which is an homage to Hitler, and it's supposed to be awful. But it ends up being hilarious. You have to see the show. I'm sure most people have probably seen the producers or at least know what it's about. But yeah, but it's good. It's going well. I just started. We're just in the space today, so it's got lots of work to do. But
For those of you listening, Joel is covered in paint.
again, it seems like
What's
every
new?
time
Yeah, that's like the usual thing.
I'm just
I
doing...
fell asleep in my painting clothes last night because we were playing. Torie and I were playing cards last night, and I had been painting in the basement. And I went to bed, and I was wearing my paint sweatpants as opposed to my paint jeans, and I just laid down and went to sleep. And I woke up and I was like, oh, well, okay.
You're just ready to go.
That just happened.
So you made fun of my story, Charles, and not that one.
That was a good story. What are you talking about?
That was a great story. See, okay, I'm sorry. I need to get out of the making fun of Michael bit. We decided that that's not a thing. I'm not going to make fun of you for the rest of the episode. I love you.
Okay.
I'm going to try my fucking hardest not to make fun of you. It's going to be so difficult.
I do leave a lot of those doors wide open.
Oh, I can't say it. Fuck.
What did you fall asleep in last night, Michael?
What did I fall asleep in?
Your mom.
Oh, my dear God.
No, just sweatpants in a loft bed because I'm a grown-up who sleeps in a bunk bed.
It's so true.
I like bunk beds.
Yeah.
I do too. They're comfy.
But
anyway.
The thing with his bunk bed is there's no other person, which is nice.
Yeah, there's just storage.
Oh, it's one of the
storage.
like college dorm room bunk bed.
Yeah,
kind of
yeah,
things.
yeah.
There you go.
Torie, what is your bed situation?
I have a couple because I live with Joel now.
Okay.
So I got like the guest room situation over there.
Okay.
It's pretty nice.
Yeah.
Pretty-
Yeah, the
very
guest room in that house is
comfortable,
really
very
nice, yeah.
comfortable. And then, the other half I'm at my parents' house. So again, my own bed there. So love it.
This is fantastic.
Man, you have twice as many beds as any one of us.
Dude, I know. That's so true. I never thought about it.
Mind blown.
Right.
Yeah.
CJ, what's your bed situation?
So I need to explain kind of what happened in this situation. Torie said, "Hey, CJ, what's your bed situation?" And I winked. And that's my story.
And she
not
winked back.
seductive.
My bed situation is I have a queen size mattress
Okay.
that I bought on Amazon.com.
New or used?
Both? What? How does that work?
Gently used.
Gently used.
Gross.
It was very gentle, but it was one of those. I was gonna say styrofoam mattresses. That's not
Wow.
it. Space foam mattresses, and it's so fucking comfortable. It's so nice.
I got one of those too. Yeah.
Did you ever get new slats for the support?
So I have IKEA slats that kind of go. They're made of like instead of a bed frame, it's like these bamboo logs that go under the bed, right?
Yeah, sure.
So, but they don't line up right. So they always kind of like slowly shift over time. So then the bed like slowly falls in on itself, and you just feel
Like
like
a
you
dying
go,
star.
You just feel like and you're like, oh fuck, oh god, I'm going. It's great.
You should glue them.
Oh.
That would be actually a really fucking good idea. And I'm a fucking idiot.
That's why I'm an engineer.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
You're
Welcome
a
to-
paint engineer?
Welcome to the Something Random podcast, where we talk about our sleeping situation.
Yeah.
This would be a great plug for Casper Mattress. If we had any
Our
sponsors.
first,
We're trying to get some
So
sponsors.
Casper Mattress, if you're listening, we'd love to have you sponsor our show.
there's like 3 people listening to this podcast. So let's move on to the actual fucking show. What have you guys been watching this week?
Yeah. What'd you watch?
What I watch? Not much. Hang on. Let me shoot.
Do you need a minute?
Do you have an answer?
Well, so no, and I had this question earlier. I am trying to understand why between January and March is a TV dead zone. Like, why are they not putting out new episodes, and why is there this March to June? Okay, and now we're going to give you some episodes, or like end of May, and then you have to wait till
I don't
September.
know. I was wondering that too, because there's a couple. I don't even watch that many shows, but they take like the holidays off and then they come back either in late winter or early spring.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's really bizarre
It's
to
just
me.
what they
So
do, I guess.
I've been scouring Hulu like for all my shows. I'm like, when are new episodes going to happen?
Mm-hmm.
So
not much.
So not
is
much.
my answer.
All right.
I do have to talk because the next season of Mama June is not coming out for a while, so we don't have a Mama June watch
It's all
for
good.
a while. I know, I'm super.
Is she
super sad.
blind or what?
We don't know.
That's the
have to wait.
cliffhanger?
It is
That's
a
the cliffhanger.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, that's where they leave the season off at. We don't know. She's fucking fine. Like, let's be real here. She's totally fine. But, like, that's where they leave the cliffhanger. Like,
Okay.
she's like, Mama, can you see the baby?
And it's just a shot of her holding her hand out in front of her.
No, it's a,
Like
it's a
the
shot.
miracle worker.
It's a shot of it's a shot of the hospital, right? Because they couldn't actually bring the cameras into the hospital, so they just had to leave their mics on so they could do that. So and then it's just like, Mama, can you see the baby? And then it just like slowly
And then it fades
blurs.
to black.
It fades to black and kind of like the vision like blurring and coming to a close. And then
Lord.
it's like, Mama.
Kind of like the pilot episode of Daredevil.
Yeah. God, Jesus Christ. Are you going to tell the story again?
No. I'm just gonna leave it right there.
Okay, cool. It's a cliffhanger where yeah. Have I told you that story? Okay, I watched the first episode of Daredevil and the TV wasn't really on. Let's just say that. And I was like, oh man, they did the first episode of Daredevil like completely in the black and nobody can watch it. Great artistic choice. And I'm just a fucking idiot.
That's a great story.
Yeah,
Jeepers creepers.
Joel, what have you been watching?
I have a couple big things. The biggest one that I'm super excited about, this was my Super Bowl. They crowned the new Drag Race All-Star winner.
Yes, they
Hello.
Yes, they did.
Hello.
There was a lot of upset from what I
Spoiler
hear.
alert, Trixie Mattel is the new drag queen
I think
All-Star.
I think deservedly so.
And I got to tell you, I did not think she was going to win. I really, really wanted her to. She was my favorite one, and I'd been watching and hoping that she would come to it and win, and I just didn't think it was going to happen. And then when it did, it was really late at night, and I was trying to be quiet in the basement, and they announced it, and I was like, oh my, and I was whispering, oh yes, oh that's awesome. And I was like, wow, this is
could
why
picture
people
that.
get excited about the Super Bowl, I guess.
So living in that situation, how was that for
I'm
you?
sure it was about 3 or 4 in the morning,
Yeah.
so I
Was
was
it truly
probably
whispering?
asleep.
Okay.
I was quiet enough to keep everybody asleep. But anyway, I definitely watched that. And I also watched CJ's doppelganger on This Is Us this week. For those who don't follow us on Instagram, be sure to check out the clip I posted. Because I could have sworn that your humble host Charles was an ice cream scooper.
Talking about like banana pudding.
Yeah.
Sorry, we don't have any banana.
Would you like
pudding.
banana coconut? Anyway, so that was fun.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, the big season finale of This Is Us was on, which was fun. And I also went to Hamilton this week.
How was that?
It was pretty good. Lin-Manuel, I know he's like super popular and lots of people love him, and it's just not my style of musical.
Yeah.
It just really isn't. I didn't like In the Heights either. But actually seeing it helped a lot because I've listened to the cast recording and I'm like, no, it's just not my thing. Act 2, I liked a lot more than Act 1. Act 1 had just had too many people on stage. There was too much information. It was just too much stuff. But Act 2 was a lot more chill and I enjoyed it much more.
You know, I've seen clips and videos and stuff of Hamilton performance, and I've got to say I'm kind of the other way around. I mostly just prefer the music.
Yeah.
And I don't personally find it to be life-changing for me. I know a lot of people really, really love it, and good on them. It is excellent. I'm not denying that. Just that I don't prefer the visual aspects to it.
Yeah.
Question for you, Michael. If Weird Al did an entire version, yes. Do you know where I'm kind of going with this?
Go ahead and finish, but
So if Weird Al did the entire show of Hamilton as a polka, would you watch it, or would you try to claw your eyes out like I would after
I would
20 minutes?
I would pay probably the same amount that people are paying for regular Hamilton tickets to
Now,
watch
did
that.
he record the whole?
No, he did. It was like an 8-minute medley arrangement.
Okay, I got
but
you.
he utilized a lot of the songs and did an excellent job. And I said this last week, but you know,
Let's talk about it again.
It's his polka formula,
Yeah.
but it's very well applied. So if you have listened to all of his other polka covers, it follows the exact same pattern, but it is It is excellent, and there are some surprises in there and fun sound effects, like cartoon gun sound effects. I have not thrown away my pew shot.
It's kind of his thing too.
Great, yeah.
Tori,
It's great. So
what
great.
have you been watching?
I've been watching Love on Netflix. Does anybody watch
It's
this?
fucking great.
No, what is it?
I love it.
I got turned off by the first episode when he was about to have the threesome with the two sisters.
Yeah.
That was like, I was
a
like,
little weird. Yeah,
but
I
the
agree.
rest of the show is so fucking
So
good.
Yeah.
what is it? Tell
It's
me.
Judd
tell me.
Apatow's newest Netflix show.
Yeah,
Not newest, it's been out, this third season's out.
Oh, okay.
it is. Yeah.
It's good.
Okay. Who's
really
in it?
good.
Anybody we know?
Jillian Jacobs.
Yeah.
Jillian Jacobs is in it. This weird, I can't remember the fucking guy. He's the
He's in
nerdiest.
everything though.
I
Like you've seen
know.
him so many times. He's one of those
God,
people.
he's in everything.
Judd Apatow's daughter is in
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I did not know that until like
Oh.
the other day.
Mm-hmm.
I was, oh my gosh, she's beautiful.
And you're on season 3 or you're behind?
Yeah,
or
no.
what? Okay.
I'm on season 3.
I haven't started watching season 3 yet, so.
It's pretty good.
But see, as how season 2 ended was like, I was like, oh my god, this is actually like a really cool love story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not all that like that fairy tale.
It sounds good. I still haven't finished Stranger Things 2 yet, though, so I would
That's
say
okay.
Stranger Things.
I would say I'm going to check it out, but I probably
Stranger Things is season 5.
And then once they get their finale season, it's Strangest Things.
Stranger-est Things.
You should write them with that one.
Hey, Duffer Brothers, I know you're harassing people on your set.
They might pick that up. They might pick that up.
Yeah.
Oh, so I didn't watch anything this week.
You didn't watch anything?
Nothing?
No. So I watched the Nintendo Direct, which was 20 minutes long, but besides from that, nothing. But what I did do is I was crying while listening to the soundtrack to Aida.
Like everyone does.
Yeah, as one does. So
I did that on the way here.
A dress has always been my strongest suit. A dress has always been my
Don't fuck with that song because that shit is my one of my favorites to do at karaoke.
It's a good one. I don't deny that. I just was. That's what immediately hopped into mind was that image of the peppiest song in that musical and you sobbing.
Right. So this anecdote. There's a point for me to tell this story. So at the end,
Okay.
Aida and Radamés are like dying. They die.
Spoiler alert.
Right. It's Romeo and Juliet, guys. Let's be real here. Like every other fucking musical.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah, so they die, right? And then the show ends on this beautiful, bittersweet note where they meet in another life and stuff like that, and they see each other in another life. And then the music fades out, and what fades in? Bring It On the musical. Which, have you heard that shit? Because it is rough.
No.
It's bad. I didn't even realize that Bring It On was, in fact, a musical.
Oh, you did?
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And I
Why
was
did
like,
they do that?
and I was thinking
And,
about
the
it.
movie shouldn't exist as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I might fight you on
Yeah,
that one.
those are fucking fighting words, dude. Well, I was sitting there thinking,
Fight me.
Yeah, we were gonna fucking throw down over Bring It
All
On.
right, it's a brawl. Fight.
So
Fight.
I was sitting there thinking, I was like, this is fucking awful. This show is terrible. It sounds like a poorly written Lin-Manuel Miranda musical. And then I look at who wrote it, and Lin-Manuel co-wrote the musical. And I was like, ooh, this is rough, bud. So that's my story. Is,
Especially by contrast for something that amazing.
to be fair, he co-wrote a few of the songs, but it definitely sounds like a Lin-Manuel musical.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Meow
Yeah, well.
meow meow. It sounds like a meow meow musical.
Mama beans.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on.
I give that story 2 Mama beans.
Cool.
You guys, I have a question for you.
Cool.
Now, somebody wrote in and asked us about this a while ago, and I put it on a shelf, and I forgot about it.
Ooh.
And
Long lost question.
yeah, now that they're back into doing new Saturday Night Lives, I wanted to know if any of you guys have any favorite hosts or any that are the most memorable as far as hosts in sketches.
Ooh, in sketches, I wouldn't really have an answer for you. I love some of the opening monologues. like for instance, Jonah Hill. I saw that one and it made my life because he had just gotten an Oscar nomination.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And
yeah.
he did a whole setup of making a huge deal about his Oscar nomination, and then Tom Hanks shows up holding his 2 Oscars. And he's just like, "Oh yeah, I heard about your nomination. That's such a great thing, and I like make room on the bed and for my Oscars." And it was brilliant. Like, and I think the more of that we can have, the more people making fun of themselves and being able to laugh at themselves, the better.
Right.
Yeah.
Torie, what do you got? What you got, yo?
What you got, yo? I mean, Justin Timberlake is always a great one on SNL, right?
Yeah.
He had
So
some good
fucking
stuff.
funny. He's so
He's
fucking
so
funny.
He's way too talented.
Yeah.
He needs to stop.
Stop being so talented, Justin.
Have you
Basically.
watched the? I kind of get like super turned on when I watch it, but he has a Netflix show where it's just like his like live performance that he just aired on Netflix, and it's fucking rad.
No,
And
I
it's-
didn't
I don't
know
This
think
is
that.
like a
I didn't even know
concert.
it
Yeah,
existed.
yeah, it's super good, and I may have been naked watching that.
You have strange
May have
responses
been.
to music.
No, it's not music. It's Justin Timberlake.
Oh, okay.
You don't cry at music. You cry at music.
Of course, I cry in music.
Yeah.
During music, in music. No, I don't know.
Once I'm
On it?
inside the music, the music is inside me.
I've got the music in me.
I always love it when he does the dueling, bring it on down to Holmesville, you know,
Yeah.
that thing. That's always, and he does it, I think, every show. It's just always,
Kind of have to, right?
yeah. Even though it's the same thing over and over, they put twists on it with different songs and stuff. Yeah, I always love that.
I love Ryan Gosling. Every single time he's
Just
on,
period. I just love it.
oh, I would fuck that man. I would fuck him.
Jeez,
He's
man.
quite lovely.
We're getting
Right?
to know Charles
Yeah.
really
Okay,
well
let's
this show.
let's talk about Ryan
Right
Gosling
here.
right here. But no, I would fuck him so hard. No,
Jesus.
but no, the one that I think of the most
In your queen size bed.
in my there is enough space for him, myself, and Justin Timberlake.
and
Oh,
your
wow.
corgi.
What?
And your corgi.
Yes.
You better glue those slats into place.
If you're going to be that active.
Yeah.
It's very inactive. It's a lot of cherishing, a lot of holding each other.
Oh, cherishing.
Yeah.
Who's your other one?
No. Well, Tom Hanks, because of
Yeah.
David S. Pumpkins, is the fucking best thing to happen
yeah.
to SNL.
David S. Pumpkin.
Man. When did the S come into it?
Any questions?
Yes, several.
Several. But that's probably the funniest thing to happen to SNL in a decade. Even though it's so fucking dumb. It's so dumb, but it's so perfect. So that's all I got.
And they made a Halloween cartoon special out of it.
It was bad.
I watched it. It was
was-
bad, but it was funny.
Yep.
Like when he's staring at the camera and one of his eyes just like starts to go the other direction.
Yeah.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, talking about the monologues, you know, it's got to be a good start to the show. I don't like it when they do. I don't like when they do music to open as far as the monologue because
Yeah.
it's like they do that as a resort to not being able to come up with anything else. I remember Jason Segel had the Muppets come out, which was
That's amazing.
awesome.
I
It
need
was
to watch
right.
that.
It was right around the time of the Muppets. Dave Chappelle also had. A couple years ago when he hosted, right after Trump got elected, he had
God, that was so-
awesome, epic
Did you
monologue.
guys see
Yeah,
he
it was
just
so great.
played a show? He just did a show in Denver on Friday night.
Oh,
Like,
really?
They announced it Thursday night,
Fuck.
and it was on Friday.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
No, I didn't know that.
That's so
It was
awesome.
at the summit.
Making the rounds again, I guess.
Yeah.
And then I know a lot of people don't like him these days, but Louis C.K. always had real smart things to say. But
People just don't like being,
People just don't like that.
watching people jerk off. I don't understand it.
I will never understand.
Exactly, Michael. I will. To this day, I love just watching you jerk it,
Oh,
just
my.
right.
oh my god,
He does not look pleased
I
with
thought
that.
you weren't gonna. I thought you weren't gonna pick on Michael anymore.
I'm not. That's such a positive thing to say.
How? What?
I don't know. I don't necessarily agree with that.
Yeah, I don't see how it's a positive.
I mean, I think we've learned a lot about your friendship, though.
Yeah.
Friendship. Yeah.
As far as sketches, there's two specific ones that come to mind that were like epic as far as hosts, and that was. It's so stupid, but it was so great. Michael Keaton hosted a few years ago, and he did this Happy Easter sketch. It's on YouTube, and it's also on the SNL app. You can find it. And he just plays this weird dude that's like, I'm ready for Easter. He's just, the way he looks, he's talking to the camera, and he's like, this is an Easter egg. And I don't know. You have to watch it. I can't. And then there was Mick Jagger hosted a couple years back, and there was a guy, it was Fred Armisen. They were at a karaoke bar.
That man.
Fred Armisen was singing a Rolling Stones song, and he was doing a Mick Jagger impression. It was really bad. And Mick Jagger, and they're all going, he's so great, isn't he funny? And Mick Jagger's going, I just don't see it. It's not funny. He's so awful. And like Mick Jagger, he's like the coolest person on the planet. I don't know. It was just funny.
Fred Armisen just came out with probably the most niche comedy special on the planet on Netflix. It's called Comedy for Drummers. Okay. And all it is him doing jokes about drumming for an hour to a room of drummers.
Wow.
It's the best. It's so fucking weird, and I love it.
Will non-drummers understand it?
No. I listened to it, and I was like,
I don't get this. What's going on?
Fuck. I was like, this is...
That makes it way better.
Yeah, I know. It was good. So, guys.
Yes, sir.
I have a fake sponsor for you.
Oh, good.
This week's is brought to you by Nintendo announcing that fucking Smash is coming to the Switch, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah, I'm
love
super...
that game.
It is exciting.
Is it Smash like the musical TV show with
Yes. But it's with Nintendo characters, so you've got...
It's the Marilyn Monroe musical.
I misunderstood.
With, like, Princess Peach and
Kicking the crap out of each
Angelica
other.
Houston throws a drink in your face.
Yeah. Yes.
That's how you die.
So my question is, though, I mean, the Switch is great. Don't get me wrong. I love it.
You better choose your fucking words.
No, go ahead.
Right.
Go ahead.
You better choose your words wisely.
Okay. We're watching each other.
Threw it right.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
rubber and you're glue. Whatever I say bounces on me and sticks to you.
No, I get it, but they are re-releasing a lot of things. I mean, Skyrim, Mario Kart, I got because I love. Smash Bros. I probably will get because I love it, even though from what I can tell, all they're adding is Splatoon characters.
Well, okay, they showed like a 10-second trailer of like the Splatoon kids turning around and going, oh my god, it's Link and Mario with the Smash symbol. There's nothing else about it. It's a brand new game. It's going to be a brand new game. Derek, if you're fucking listening to this right now, it's a brand new game. It's going to be. So
Okay.
And by the way, that's Derek from Sometimes Geek, the podcast.
Hi, Derek.
We had him on the show.
I know, but I have to say officially, Derek from Sometimes Geek, you're listening to this right now. I'm calling you out. You silly little... No, you're great.
And also giving you a plug.
Yep. You feeling okay over there, buddy? Are you dying? Do you need a hug?
I think he's okay.
Needs that water table over here.
With no back.
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys have a 6 degrees.
All right, bring it on, Joe.
Thank
That was
you.
a smooth transition.
You want to move? You're welcome. So 6 degrees of separation this week. I'm not gonna.
Spit it out.
You don't have to accept this challenge, but I was able to come up with this using all women except for one. So only one man. So never mind. There's no challenge. Hey, if you can get all women, I'd like to see you do that.
All right.
But that doesn't have to be
Cool.
Anyway, I'd like you to link Madonna to Jennifer Aniston.
All right.
Yes. So here the rules are simple. We all know them. You just have to link these two actresses together. Movies, or using movies and TV, you have to know the name of the actress or actor, as well as the TV show or movie, and that's it. I'm going to give you guys I'll give you 5 minutes.
Alrighty. So, what movies were Madonna in?
That's exactly where I'm at too.
Do you know, Torie?
No. Wait, she was in like...
Hey friends, this is your humble host Charles, just checking in to see how things are going. Hey, I'm sorry I've been a bit of a groucho this week. Lots of things are going on, so if I've treated you poorly this week, I apologize. We've got a couple quick announcements to make before getting back to the show, so let's get this party started. First, congrats to both Chris Trusty and our good friends at the Three Friends Go Criterion podcast, who both solved last week's 6 degrees in one move. Holy crap. Awesome job, guys. I was very impressed with what you guys came up with. If you can solve any of our 6 degrees quicker than us without cheating, we will give you a shout out on the show. So keep that in mind. You can find us on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, and you can submit that there. Also, as always, we are in need of your help to keep this show going. We are always looking for more questions to answer on the podcast, and we would love to hear from you, our audience. Email us at podcast@something.random.media.com or check us out on all of our social medias. Clickable links are in the description of this podcast. As always, thank you so much for listening to this show, and I love you.
Anybody that we could connect Tom Hanks to in the Ocean's movies?
In 5 seconds.
Yeah.
I can't think
I'll
of
give
it.
you another minute.
No, it's fine. We failed.
I mean, Bernie Mac. Did Bernie Mac do anything with
Yeah, with Tom Hanks?
Tom Hanks? Yeah.
Yeah, the Bernie Mac Tom Hanks show. You haven't seen it?
All right. I'm trying to help here.
Yeah, you're doing the most work.
Oh, shit. Well, we fucked that one up, guys. That's great. It's because you're here, Michael.
Yeah, it's because Michael's here, right?
Yep.
Oh, you said you weren't going to make fun of me anymore.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Bye.
Oh,
Bye.
you made him sad.
Bye.
Leave.
Michael, are you seriously gone? Did he fucking leave?
No, he's here.
Wow,
yeah,
thanks,
hi,
Joel.
Thanks for like.
We're trying to have a moment.
We're trying to have a serious dramatic moment on
I
Something
bet
Random
people were
podcast.
laughing.
I bet people were concerned.
No.
All right, we're back. We're back. They failed, and I even gave them an extra minute.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
It's okay. Our brains just aren't working with 6 degrees right now, I guess.
I wasn't trying to even...
That's not a difficult one, and we fucked that up.
I would have thought you guys would have known Madonna better.
No.
You know, she was in Dick Tracy with Warren Beatty, Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino.
Oh,
Oh,
fuck.
Dustin Hoffman, Al Pacino. Yeah,
Yeah.
that could have gone into Ocean, Julia Roberts.
Also, she was in people that were in A League of Their Own were Tom Hanks, but you know, Gina Davis is in it.
Oh,
Rosie
fuck.
O'Donnell.
Fuck.
Yeah. But I went with Madonna was in A League of Their Own with Lori Petty, who was in the Army Now with Pauly Shore, who was in I know that's a one man, so that's questionable.
But I mean, like, is it Paul?
So
it's Pauly Shore.
Pauly Shore is in Biodome with Rose McGowan, who was in Scream with Courtney Cox, who was in Friends with Jennifer Aniston.
That's a good one.
Nice.
So,
Well done.
So we fucked that one up, guys.
Well, you know, this happens.
It was so close.
So here's the movie you have to watch is A League of Their Own
Clearly.
That is fair.
Okay.
because it's really fucking good.
No, I
is-
know.
it
I've
is a
heard
really good-
nothing but good things
It
about it.
is a
and I
really
just
good
have
movie. It's
never watched it for some
Probably
reason.
like in my, if not my top 5, my top 10 for sure. That's of all time, kids. All right.
Wow.
all time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Tractor beam. Suck you right in.
Talking about tractor beams, Joel, you got a Star Trek disco for us.
You know. What? Star Trek disco?
Yeah. Or
Something random disco?
fuck me.
Man, no wonder we
What's,
didn't win
uh,
6
Nap or
degrees.
something?
Something random disco. Any discoveries this week? Did anybody have it? Or not even this week, but just recently. Anybody have some? Torie, would you like to start since you're our guest?
How'd you know I had one?
Because we talked about it before.
Somebody in the house bought some Twizzlers from Sprouts.
They're not, but they're not Twizzlers.
They're that Twizzler brand.
They
That's like
look
saying
exactly
that these are Kleenex.
Okay.
Like the cherry Twizzlers that you can peel off, you know, like the little
Like
signs.
singular ones? Okay,
They
yeah.
look like that, but you can't do that. I lost a bet,
But I watched her try to do it for at least 5 minutes.
at least. I was really not looking forward to losing.
So question.
Okay.
were you high? Because that
No.
sounds like something. I've been peeling at this Twizzler for 5 fucking minutes, guys.
No, I just didn't want to lose.
But they're
Okay.
from
They're
Sprouts,
from Sprouts.
and they have delightful licorice.
And they are delicious.
Are they organic, GMO free?
Probably. They're gluten-free.
I don't know. You know, we didn't look into that.
That's like normal
There's
fucking
no gluten
licorice.
in there.
No.
There's definitely
It's
corn in
healthy
it, though.
AF.
Dairy free. But they do come in lots of
They
flavors.
do. We have like green apple and cherry.
And cherry. We need
Okay,
to try
cherry
some
ones
others.
I'd be down for some
The
cherry.
green apple is actually way better than you think. I
Really?
didn't really want to try it either. And
Green
they
apple
made
candy
me.
just makes me want
It's
to
the
just.
bomb.
It's not like overpowering.
Okay.
Yeah. Joel says there's more flavors though. So
Peach.
Ooh, I don't know.
Orange. There's orange.
Ooh, I love an
orange.
orange.
Tom Hanks, what did you get here?
There's an orange flavor. Peach.
You heard us
and-
talking about you.
I don't know. There's a couple other flavors. We haven't actually tried them. We just know that they exist.
I've just heard about them. I haven't even seen them.
We'll come back with an update next week.
All right.
Yeah, let's go to Sprouts right now.
I'm down right now.
They actually
Thank
they
you so
have
much.
a they have
is
a
my
buy
bag.
one get one on Kerrygold
Oh,
cheese, so
man.
I might go there right after this.
For real, though?
Yeah.
They have a buy one.
Do you have a disco for this week, Michael?
No.
Nothing, huh?
Just besides the buy one get one on Kerrygold cheese
Hey,
is
all
a
right. That's
discovery.
worth it.
Yeah.
You have a disco for us?
The fucking terrible musical. Bring it on.
Bring it on, the
You know
musical.
what? There are people who are listening to this podcast right now that are going to give me such shit for
They
saying
love it.
that.
Write emails to address to your humble host, Charles.
Just post on our Instagram saying you're a fucking terrible human being, Charles.
Bring it on the musical. My discovery this week is right. My discovery this week is Jerry's Artorama. I have never
Oh.
Are you
been
kidding
there.
me?
I've never been there.
You've never been there before.
I know. I've driven by it.
It's right next to fucking Midtown.
I know. So listen, this is for locals in Fort Collins or anywhere nearby. There's an awesome art store on Mason and Horsetooth.
yeah.
I'm telling you, it's called Jerry's Artorama. I spent so much. I know. That's how excited I am. I spent so much time in there. I went in there to buy paint. Well, and see what they have, but yeah, I spent way too much time in there. And
So,
yeah.
price wise, quality wise, customer service wise, how does it compare to, say, Michael's Arts and Crafts?
A lot better. A lot better.
Jerry is a fucking delight. Michael, on the other hand, terrible. Michael's is terrible.
Now listen.
I'm talking
No,
about the store. But it was the perfect time for that
He
joke.
just left. He left. Michael left.
Oh, you can
Oh,
tell
wait, no,
funny
no,
now,
he's-
Joel.
yeah.
Thanks.
No, this is not a knock on Michael's because I do adore the Michael's store. I like Michael's better than Hobby Lobby, for the record. But Jerry's Artorama just has a much better selection, and people know more about stuff there. I feel like you go to Hobby Lobby, and I'm like, where are the label makers? And they're like, what's that?
What's up?
What is those?
We all talk like that.
So anyway, that was
Disco is short for discovery.
Discovery, yeah. What's your disco for the week?
That.
Are you fucking?
I am legit just realized that today.
We've done this.
Do you not listen to the show?
Yes, I listened to the show.
We've done this bit on this podcast for
Twice.
weeks, and you're like,
Or
"Oh
maybe
my
3
god,
times.
we've been discovering things." You remember the group chat where we fucking talked about this?
Yes, but the concept really confused me from the get-go.
So let me ask you a question again. Michael, do you have a discovery recently that you'd like to share with us? A disco?
That.
Yeah.
I discovered that disco is short for discover.
Oh my god!
And not for a type of dance
fucking killed me.
invented in the
I'm going to
in the
die.
70s. 70s? Late 60s?
Great, the great conversation,
great.
guys.
Yeah. I am I'm apparently reverting back to my gullible ways.
Is your
A lot of
gullibles
people-
written on the ceiling in here?
No, it
really
sure isn't. But no, people have been able to pull a lot of those kinds of things on me
Yes.
lately, and I'm like, oh really? No, oh, I guess it's good that I'm learning to trust. I don't know. Anyways, that brings me to
Great fucking segue.
this
I'm so
upcoming
mad. I'm not mad. I love you.
day.
What does it bring you to?
Easter. Which is oh, you thought Jesus was dead? April Fool!
Is that
It's the best
is it
April
There's a
Fool's.
T-shirt
It
where
is.
Jesus is popping out of the tomb and saying April Fools.
So Easter is on April Fool's Day this year.
It sure is. It's on the first day. of April.
Isn't that crazy?
It's so crazy.
It's exciting.
That should be so good if like the Catholic Church came out and was like, "Sorry guys, we've been just fucking around for 2,000 years. We don't know what we're doing."
No service today.
We've been waiting for this day, this April 1st, Easter Sunday, just to announce this.
Mm-hmm.
That's a long form joke. Anyways, but April Fool's Day is coming up, and we wanted to talk about everyone's favorite pranks. Now, they may or may not have to be on April 1st. I will qualify it that way. And if you'd like, I will start.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Are you going to do our business one?
No, I'm going to do the one that I did to you involving our business.
I can't wait. Let's hear
And
it.
it wasn't April 1st, but it was epic. And those of you who know me, I'm not much of a prankster. I mean, the practical jokes don't come naturally to me. Usually I need some sort of instigator, somebody pushing me to join something. Anyways, this one I'm very proud of because I came up with it completely on my own and executed it, I think, very well. So,
Spoiler alert. Yup.
yes, yeah. So we have an email address for our business, which is nice, and we both use it. And one day I get a text from Charles saying that he got intoxicated and apparently
Wrote a draft email.
he wrote a really ridiculous prank draft email.
Yeah.
Like I had the first line written, and for some reason I had to do other things, and so the first line was auto saved, and he just continued it with like letting out the biggest fart possible and blah 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 blah. And so he tells me about this, and I happened to actually be at the business it was addressed to. Midtown Arts Center, and so the box office manager was there, and I was like, "Hey, you want to help me with the prank?"
Oh my God.
And so I get on my phone and I hit send on this draft, and we worked together on creating a response that essentially said something like, that is a very unprofessional series of things to say, and we will no longer be doing business with you.
Oh my God. Can you go into more detail about what was in the email?
It was just
could
about
pull it up, but
it was just about like farting.
yeah,
and
it was just
dumb.
it was just silly, crude stuff, and
It was highbrow.
and
Highbrow.
it really
It was Charles drunk highbrow humor.
he's at his best comedically when he's at that level. of
Fuck you.
drunk. And so
So it does get better.
I let him sweat for about an hour and actually create a response, like immediately shot back
I was
an email
I was like,
response.
oh my God, I'm so sorry. This is ridiculous. I'm so sorry. It's an apology.
All these
And
excuses
then,
and stuff is hilarious.
So I get was it a Snapchat?
It was a Snapchat that Ashley and I and Jolynn were part of.
I never heard this. This is great.
so
I never heard this
funny.
story.
fun.
It was one of the few times that somebody like truly pranked me, and
I got a good tip of the hat from Charles.
It
for
was
that one.
it was fucking good. I was so worried for like a few hours of just like dread, existential dread. Just
It's a big client to lose.
yeah.
And a lot of people to be embarrassed
Oh yeah.
in front of.
I really care about that business we get from them.
Okay, so what is your...
I've got two.
Okay,
Which one do you want first?
either one. because I don't know what either one is.
One's kind of another business story. I think I'll leave that to the end so we can split them up a little bit. The other one is not something that I've done. This is my favorite prank, but this is a family prank. This is a story of when, I like to tell it, when my dad and mom got divorced. You know, first off, my dad's birthday is April Fool's Day. Mm-hmm. He's a big...
My brother's birthday.
He's a big prankster. He's the king of pranks, you know, not so much anymore, right? But he used to be like super big on pranks. And him and my mom got divorced, and he starts telling my mom, like, Kathy, this person just keeps calling me. You need to call him back. And if I say the name, right, it's going to be obvious. I'll just say it. He writes down Mr. Behr, right? Okay. Mr. Behr, right?
Okay.
So, and he keeps like bugging my mom and being like, you need to frickin' call this guy back. He keeps calling me, fucking call this guy. I'm so sick and tired of this bullshit. My parents are divorced at this point, and he's fucking pranking my mom. At the time, when you called the Denver Zoo, they wouldn't go, hello, Denver Zoo. They would just say, hello. So my mom calls the Denver Zoo and is like, hello, is Mr. Behr there? It's just the fucking best thing. It's so good.
So they thought she was just straight crazy.
Yeah, speak to Mr. Behr.
It's so good. So
It's like Simpsons level.
if you need a good prank this year, that one is absolutely fantastic. Please use that prank. It doesn't hurt anybody, especially when you call the zoo and say, is Mr. Behr there?
Holy crap. That's a good one. I can only assume that the conversation didn't last very long, the phone call.
No, my mom probably hung up really quick.
But I would like to see the person on the other end going, do you guys know if there's a Mr. Behr here? And running around the zoo going, is there a bear?
So they go over the microphone. Mr. Behr.
Paging Mr. Behr.
Please come to the front office.
And then you see the bear in the cage going,
What? Come on, boo-boo.
I can't use a phone, I'm a bear. Tori, do you have a prank story?
Not really.
Not really?
No.
She's
I'm
boring.
not funny.
Yeah. Why are you
I'm
here?
I'm not creative or funny. I don't know. It should be.
There was an open seat.
Yeah.
She sat in it.
Michael's being an asshole.
Yeah, it's Michael being the asshole.
Thank you.
I got you.
I have a prank that I did in high school, and I quote this prank still to this day, and people actually get sick of it. But I call this the "I went to Africa" story. Yeah. So if I get a reply all email, like where everyone's replying all like, "Are you coming to the party? Oh my god!" I usually just write "I went to Africa" and that's it. And it's become like a tradition. So I say I went to Africa to people all the time. Same thing with group texts. So I went to Africa originated. I was in high school, and the class I had right after lunch was English class, and I'm not going to say the teacher's name because I think he's been arrested for something that I won't go into. But he wrote a note on the board that said, "Dear class, I have been fired and will not be returning. Just kidding. Please look at this page and do this assignment, and I'll be back whenever, blah, blah, blah." I was the first one to arrive to class, okay? So I'm reading this note, and I sat in my desk for a few seconds, and then I went, okay, I have an idea. So I went up to the board and erased "just kidding." So it said, "I have been fired and will not be returning. Please do this assignment on this page." Blah, 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 blah. And, oh my God, this was like watching people come in and read that. People were like, "Oh my God, I really liked him. I can't believe, I wonder what happened, blah, blah, blah." And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know.
Oh, man.
And so a girl that was friends with me at the time, I let her in on the joke because she was like actually legit really upset. And I was like, okay, this is what happened. And the kid that sits behind me heard me too. So he was like, don't tell anybody. Don't tell anybody. And people were getting upset. They were like making protest signs out of yardsticks. I swear to God, I'm not making this up.
Wow.
They were like, we're going to the office with this and blah, blah, blah. And they were like going to go, and like just as they were about to walk out the door, I was like, should I tell him? Should I tell him? And this girl was like, yes, yes. And the other kid was like, no, no. And I was like, and at this point, not even the whole class had arrived yet. The class hadn't even started yet.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was like, okay, you guys, I have to tell you something. And I should have let it go, but I didn't. But I was like, it said just kidding, but I erased it. And, it was the big reveal, and everyone was like, what? Oh, you suck, and like, whatever. And this one kid was like, I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I think you're making this up. And I was like, no, I really did. And while he and I were having that discussion, another kid went up to the board, and where it was written, just kidding, he wrote, I went to Africa. So the more kids that came in. So, dear class, I have been fired and will not be returning. I went to Africa. Please do the assignment on this page.
Oh my
So
gosh.
that's why I went to Africa lives on in my heart, even though it wasn't I that wrote it.
That's
But,
marvelous. No, I love it.
All right, so we've got
Cool story, brah.
We've got that's actually a really cool story.
It really is. No, I was being sincere.
So if I write I went to Africa on a group text or something, you know that it comes from love.
Okay. I'll
Now I
remember
know
that.
the origin because I have seen that many, many times.
Sure you have.
So we've got one more, and I need Michael's help to tell this one a little bit because
Are we gonna
this
do
is a co. This
every
is
other word?
no. That
Please.
is no. That sounds like a nightmare. But so Michael and I, for our business, we tend to lean heavily into April Fool's Day. It's kind of like one of our shticks. One year, we faked dissolving the business, which was hilarious.
Scare people.
Scared a lot of people. But this one specifically was something that happened a few years ago. And to kind of preface this story, we also at the time were kind of at a high business-wise because we made a bunch of fake American Horror Story teaser trailers that went super viral. Like, holy shit. Like, they had more views.
Hundreds of thousands of views.
Yeah, more views than the actual trailers themselves, which was crazy.
And I helped.
You helped.
Yeah.
I made one of the costumes.
Sure did.
Yes.
That's how I
Yes.
did. Anyway.
It was awesome. That was probably my favorite one, honestly.
The clown one?
No.
I made the dress.
Oh, you made the twin dress. Gotcha.
Everybody's like, oh my gosh, this is fantastic. And Michael, myself, and our friend of the podcast, Carl
Pfeiffer of Carl Pfeiffer Photography?
Carl Pfeiffer of Carl Pfeiffer Photography, yes.
I know him.
I know him. So we're sitting there and we're like, shit, it's 2 days before April Fool's Day. We have no time to actually do anything. What are we going to do? And we just sat there and brainstormed for a little bit, and we're like, oh wait, we've got something cool here. So we do it in a few different steps. First off, we say, hey guys, just letting you know, we have to remove all the American Horror Story videos off of YouTube because we've been hit with some Creative Commons strikes, right? So we have to remove them legally. But there's something else happening. We can't really talk about it right now. We'll let you know kind of what's going on as soon as we can tell you. That was the first thing. Everybody's like, what's going on?
What's happening?
What's happening? And then our friend Adam Getch, who I shouldn't have said his name, but fucking Adam is like, this is an April Fool's joke, isn't it? And I'm like, shut up, dude. Also at the time, Instagram didn't post location data, so I would post to Facebook from Instagram being like, I'm at the airport. Take a photo of like a blurry window, right?
But then you can also, that was after the time when you could tag yourself at an airport.
Mm-hmm.
And so he had me say that I was at DIA and heading off to Los
LA.
Angeles. Yeah.
So we're all fake heading off to Los Angeles, right? And I'm, taking pictures, which I just found on Google, of like an airport and like driving in LA and stuff like that. And like a photo of a fucking Getty Images boardroom. They were like, oh, we're in this boardroom today. And it was like, I think like 3 people were like, this shit's fake, isn't it? But everybody else is like, oh my God, what's going on? We're so excited. And then I Photoshop Michael's face onto one of the cast members of Glee with Ryan Murphy, the creator of American Horror Story, right?
Right.
And I was like, guys, just letting you know, we have to take the videos down, but we got hired by FX to do all the trailers from here on out. And everybody lost their fucking minds. It was great. Everybody's like, oh my God, we knew you guys were going to be famous. We knew you guys were going to make it big. This is such a big thing for something random. And we're like, haha, April Fools, we still suck.
And I mean, like, even that photoshopping job, I had it as my profile picture for a while. It was like, oh.
I mean, it was, I had to hide the Photoshop with like terrible Instagram filters, but I mean, it looked okay.
Oh no, it was passable at short notice, but
yeah,
that was pretty wonderful.
And I can't remember if I was in on the joke, like you told me, or if I just didn't believe it.
So, Michael,
I can't remember.
something happened on your side of the whole story with our friends, the Gerards. Do you remember that side of the story?
Maybe, I don't know.
So, okay, I guess I'm telling the whole story. So, we're apparently supposed to be in LA, right? And everybody's following our story, and Michael goes over. Brittany Gerard is in on the joke because I'm like, Brittany, this thing is happening. We're actually going to be in the show this weekend. Don't worry that we're not showing up.
That's right. That's why I knew.
Yeah,
that's right.
So Brittany, I was telling Brittany that, and then Michael goes over to their house, and Jeremy, her husband, didn't know that he wasn't in on the joke. So Jeremy Gerard's like, Michael, how was your trip to LA? It was so quick. And Michael's like, yeah.
It was real fast. We had to get back in time, you know?
Oh my God.
So that was a fast trip.
It was great. No, Brittany loved that part of it.
I'm sure.
So that's the highlight of my life. It's all downhill from here.
What were you guys doing? Forever Plaid?
No.
What was the show?
No, it was something like Brittany had to know, so I had to tell her, and I had to tell my job at the time. But I don't remember.
That's pretty good, though. I like that one.
Yeah, it was a fun one.
Was it? It wasn't 42nd Street, was it?
No.
I don't remember.
Anyway, insignificant question. That's a good
Your
one.
face
I like it.
Is significant.
Hey, I thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Question, Michael.
Yes.
Do we have an April Fool's prank scheduled for this year?
Oh shoot, that is coming up, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
It's
I had
on
a couple
Easter, so be
ideas.
careful.
That's true. That's true. I had a couple ideas to maybe kick around with you, but
Okay.
yeah,
You have a couple weeks.
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right.
So, how it shouldn't have ended. That's as good of a transition as we're going to get today, folks.
How the segment shouldn't have ended.
With such a long fucking pause.
Listen,
I liked it.
We can extend
You
the
like the
pause
pause?
in editing.
I thought it was
Gives me a
brilliant.
moment.
Yeah.
Exactly. You have to reflect.
It lets me breathe.
Comedic
you know?
timing is tough to nail, but we got it.
Indeed.
Indeed. All right, so I would love to hear your alternate ending, folks, of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Not Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, the weird Tim Burton, Johnny Depp one. Not that one.
Okay.
The original.
The OG.
Gene Wilder is the OG Willy Wonka.
Can
OG.
I think we need to set some ground rules. I think we should probably avoid Willy Wonka goes to jail for killing a bunch of kids. Because that's the normal joke that people
Kill them.
You didn't kill him.
They killed themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to hold up in
Well,
court.
but that's I always I appreciated that about the Gene Wilder movie. I do appreciate it because you don't know what happens to them. There's you don't know. If you read the book, you know, or the new movie they show you. But
Because who really cares?
wait a minute,
They didn't
that
win.
kid actually turned into a piece of chocolate? What the hell?
Well, and I will start this by saying how it should have ended. That was one of their earliest YouTube videos, was Willy Wonka, and it was the end of the scary ass tunnel. It's like, yes, the danger must be growing, because the rowers keep on rowing. Ah! And then they all get done. It's like, well, I've had enough. All right, let's go. Everyone's like, what does this have to do with chocolate? And they all just file out and leave.
They just go
and that's
home.
the end.
It's because everybody did a bunch of acid back in those days.
I guess so. Yeah, it was fun to trip and watch that one. Chickens getting their head cut off and
Children's movie. So
Should I start? I have a couple endings.
for it.
I have
Do you have one?
I have nothing.
Oh, you don't have anything? I would really like to see when they get to less kids where it's just Veruca Salt, Mike TV, and Charlie. I would like to see Grandpa Joe and Mike TV's mom actually hit it off and start flirting with each other and fall in love.
That would be
what about Grandma?
She
I
can't
think that-
walk. Mike TV's
Oh,
mom
okay. So
can
she
walk.
doesn't deserve love.
No.
Wow.
You heard it here first, folks. Joel thinks that if you can't walk, you don't deserve love.
So let's not have him watch Me Before You.
Oof.
She doesn't
Oofa-doofa.
need love from Grandpa Joe. She has 2 other people in the bed.
You know what? Even though that movie came out forever ago, this is 2018. They can have a polyamorous relationship
That's
if they
true.
want to.
That's true.
Hey, Grandpa could even have a romantic relationship with Willy Wonka.
Yeah.
There's no rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, I think that would be wonderful, and I think that Mike TV's mom, she's my favorite character in the whole movie. She's great, and I think that she needs
Spin-off?
no, not a
buddy cop
spin-off.
drama?
Not spin-off, but she needs a little more loving than I think she's getting at home, and I think that Grandpa Joe can provide that to her. You know?
Oh, that's the spin-off? It's just the Willy Wonka porn?
It's not a porn.
Could be.
It is.
Chocolate is the ultimate aphrodisiac.
Look at me, up and about.
Googling Willy Wonka
There has to be one.
do it.
porn.
I did have 2 other endings, but they are a lot less. They are a lot more violent, a lot less.
Oh wow.
But obviously, Charlie and Grandpa Joe could get cut up in the fan after drinking fizzy lifting drinks, and they just die and disappear like all the other kids.
Yeah.
Or when they're in the glass elevator at the end and they go through the ceiling, they also get cut up, and all 3 of them die.
Maybe they just lose a finger in the fan
right, and
before
then-
they figure out the burping thing, and then they get completely
Covered
cut up
in
in
blood,
the
yeah.
glass elevator. Yeah.
But since all 3 of them die, including Willy Wonka in the glass elevator, the Oompa Loompas just take over the factory and
I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
they do all the
deserve
work.
it.
they
Willy
eat all
Wonka's-
the
I
chocolate
think
and
Willy
licorice.
Wonka might just be like a slave driver. Is that like out of the question?
Kind
oh
of,
no, it's
yeah.
it's not
He's
a
got
stretch.
a bunch of orange people that he's telling what to
But
do.
he got them their freedom.
Forces them to sing and shit when
Yeah.
people die.
Right.
He got them their freedom
How
from the
morbid.
twang doodles.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I really should read the book.
I do have an announcement to make.
Yes.
There is a Willy Wonka porn parody.
Of course there is.
I really
What I do want to
Is it
hear
on
Is it called
Stars
I've
at
Got a
Night?
Golden Shower?
Oh, shit.
no,
Next
but
we'll go to the golden
Look at me, up and about.
I do want to know what
This
you
is
guys
what you
think
have
the
to
title
watch.
is for this porn parody. There's an obvious one, and that's the one that it is.
It's got to be something about anal.
Wonka's Willy.
No.
Oh, that's a good one though.
Wonka's Willy and the chocolate,
A noose.
I don't know, fudge packer or something.
Willy Wonka and the Fudge Packing Factory.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Is it a gay porno?
Let's find out.
No, that's not.
Let's go
That's what
ahead
you have to
and
watch this
not-
week.
I'll look into that later. Yeah. I'll look into
Forget a league of their own.
Anybody else have an ending?
No,
I was
think
the only
that's
one?
That's a wonderful.
I had 3
ending.
endings.
You did so good.
I'm sorry, Joel. This is.
You should have done like ventriloquism and or not ventriloquism. I
That's
guess
the- yes.
that wouldn't work in an audio setting.
I will give you some Willy Wonka trivia.
You guys,
No.
his mouth is not moving.
Hey guys.
Where is this sound coming from?
hey guys.
You can see it.
I'm gonna throw my voice to another mic. Hey, look at that! I threw
Oh my God, how did he do that?
Holy crap!
I will give you some Willy Wonka trivia. they cast the kid that plays Charlie before they knew he couldn't sing, and he was supposed to have a whole song by himself in the original movie that was written that didn't end up getting sung because he couldn't sing it. So if you listen to him singing and I've Got a Golden Ticket, and he is an awful singer because he can't sing.
I hope that casting director fucking just never worked again. They have a musical movie, and their lead, they're like, let's guess if he can sing.
Guys, I mean, really, is that much of a surprise? It still happens in the current day.
You
Russell
can't. They're
Crowe.
hiring people that can't sing or act to do things.
High School Musical. Apparently, the first one, Efron did not sing for himself.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
That was not his voice.
Round table, real quick. What's your favorite song from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Probably the Oompa Loompa Spoiled Kid song.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
What's yours?
When your kid is a brat?
I haven't watched Willy Wonka in a few years.
Mine's going to be
How many
I Want
years?
It Now.
I want it now.
Yep.
I was just singing that the other day.
Mine would definitely be the probably least favorite song of anybody that's ever seen the movie, Cheer Up Charlie. That's my favorite song.
It's a good song.
Everybody hates that song. Everybody fast forward to
Hey,
it.
guess what? I'm not everybody.
You know what song I fast forward through
Wow.
almost invariably?
What's that?
Is The Love Is Gone from the Muppets Christmas Carol. I cannot stand her tonality. I just can't.
Wow,
That's a fun little tidbit there.
that is. I don't fast forward through Cheer Up Charlie, and you do fast forward through.
Yeah, that was where my mind went. Sorry.
Okay. Well, no, now we know something about each other that we didn't.
Absolutely.
Exactly. You
And
guys
we
are
know
like-
all of our bed situations.
Yeah, we're really up.
we know. Yeah.
Again, Casper Mattress, if you're listening and would like to sponsor the show.
We're
I'll call
we're
'em.
getting tired of the fake sponsors. We need real ones.
Oh, my
I'm not
neck.
tired of them.
I need a Casper mattress.
That was good.
Thank you.
That sounded super believable.
And it was a visual, so nobody saw it but
Yeah.
the three of you. But,
And it was a very good visual.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Well, folks, it's time to stop this shit.
Wow.
I'm sorry. I'm a sassy McSasserson today. It's not.
Are you sorry?
I am. I don't like being in this mood.
I'm not buying it.
You get blue like everyone.
I do.
But me and Grandpa Joe can make your troubles go away.
Do you know what's really kind of weird? My grandpa's name is Joe,
Oh,
so that's really kind of creepy.
cheer up, Charlie.
And that's
me
the
a
perfect
smile.
way to end this podcast, folks. Thank you so much for listening to the Something Random podcast. Yes. How do we finish the show?
As always, he is your humble host, Charles Joseph Kelly.
And he is your humble host, Michael C. Macbeth.
Hey, I'm Joel. Check the key on that song because I think I'm exact on that. But
All
We
right.
will.
And Tori.
thank you, Torie,
Yeah,
for
thanks
joining
for having
us.
me, guys. That was
Seriously,
fun.
we'll make this like a regular thing because you're super rad.
You're super rad.
Oh yeah.
I think you're pretty cool.
I love you all.
Aww.
Each and every one
Who's
of
your
you.
favorite?
I'll tell you later.
Rate us on a scale of 1 to 3.
You're all twos to me.
Those are mom answers.
Definitely.
I love you all the same. All right.
Mom answers.
Bye.
All right, folks, have yourselves a wonderful week.
Happy April Fool's Day and Easter.
Wait, we still have like another two episodes until
Fool's
then.
Day.
Oh, we do.
It's okay. It's okay.
Happy Easter Fool's Day.
It's March 19th.